To be fair, it was that well-known tactic of bowling wet, wasn't it? He was bowling wet. He's getting Yasir to bowl wet.
I'm gonna bowl in a way that completely restricts the batsman, but in no way completely restricts the batsman. Seemed to be the idea. It was as if his plan was to bowl straight into the leg side, but he didn't tell Yasir, and Yasir's plan was to bowl everywhere and not understand what the plan was.
Hamoon asks,
Hammers?
third time a no-ball wicket by Wahab this year alone. Should he be banished to the dungeons with no internet or fed to the lions? There are a lot of angry, polite inquiries out there today.
I saw him at the airport the other day and he had Beats headphones on. Maybe they should take it off him. I don't know.
I think they should lose a toe. They need to lose a toe for each time.
I kind of blame Wahab, but at the same stage, don't we know he bowls no balls? Why is this not being fixed? Either we go back to the back foot no ball rule, or I don't know, we cut off, or make really long shoes. I don't know.
I don't know either. And why is that helicopter going?
That's what it does. It's looking for Wahab. From that height, you could see some of his no balls.
You could see the no balls for sure. Here's the thing.
Give me a thing.
Here's a thing.
Give me a thing.
I'll give you a thing.
What's happening?
Osman and I were in the nets the other day before this test match, and he was bowling. You could see he was bowling no balls badly all the time. Now I know that sometimes does happen in the nets, and people don't always pick them up. But it was noticeable. It was noticeable for us to be commenting on it, and no one did anything. And the wicket that he did get, when he finally got David Warner, it was that much. Andrew asks,
Anders?
on a scale of not out to not out, how not out was David Warner?
It's weird because Sarfaraz was wicket keeping, and at no stage did he pipe up, or did anyone say, did that ball miss the bat by 48 metres? There was obviously a noise. It was weird. It wasn't the dumbest thing they've done today.
No, that's what's amazing.
That was like a moment of dumbness, whereas they had like a lifetime of dumbness.
Funnily enough, Firdaus and Fidel.
I wouldn't say they've got a lifetime of dumbness. I think that's quite rude, no?
They've been over there doing.
Oh yeah, they had a whole show about bad reviews.
Bad reviews.
We don't even know bad reviews.
We scoff at your bad reviews. Arish asks,
Arisha?
Azhar not mentioned with Virat Kohli or Root. Has it got to do with him being less talented? But he scores runs, so why? Well, they're not sexy runs, so they don't count.
Also, he's been slowly climbing his way up, and he probably hasn't made big eye-catching innings. And I don't just mean the way he scores, but also he didn't make the runs on the first at Lords when they won that test, for instance. He didn't make the runs at the Oval when they claimed the #1 spot. He didn't make the runs at the Gabba when they were in that incredible chase. He kind of makes them at these odd times. And I'm not saying that's his fault. What he's got out of his lack of talent is phenomenal. And sometimes making runs gets discarded for aesthetics, and I think that's nonsense.
He works really hard, but I think it really sums him up. What I sort of love about him is that he's about to get a double century, the first Pakistani player to get a double century in Australia. How does he do it? Does he do it with a slog over mid-wicket? Does he do it with a cut? No, he does it with a little nudge off his hip. Harry asks, Pakistan batsmen good or Australian bowlers not up to the scratch?
Not up to the scratch.
Not up to the scratch.
Yeah, they looked a little bit tired. They looked a little bit flat. I thought Jackson Bird and Josh Hazlewood were really good, but Mitchell Starc didn't quite get it going, and Nathan Lyon either needs to fix something really quickly in the second innings, or he's going to get a long break from cricket.
Australia, I just don't think they're so not used to bowling, having a bowling attack without an all-rounder. It's been a long time since they have, and because Mitchell Starc looks, yeah. So you know what I mean.
It's a long week. I mean,
it's
Christmas
a long
was
week.
Some of them had turkey. They bowled. I know they only bowled 50 overs, but they did do it over 2 days. They also bowled over 3 days or whatever it was at the end of the last test.
They've done a lot of bowling.
That's why teams want the magical all-rounder these days, because there's so many back-to-back tests. They didn't pick it. So, and he's probably not magical.
Kiwi Callie asks, have Amir and Sohail earned promotion in the batting order? Time for Misbah and Yunus to make way for them.
Sohail's great. It's funny, I think it was the first innings he played, he was backing away to square leg, and he made some runs, but they kind of looked accidental. And the more he bats, the more he looks like he's got a really good eye and he knows what he's doing, and he makes quite interesting choices when he bats, and then he runs between the wickets. And you remember that he is Sohail Khan, and he is Sohail Khan.
That cut shot he played just before lunch, he looked like a serious batsman at that point. He just doesn't run like a serious batsman.
Well, he doesn't run, I think is the first time he ever ran was when he had a chance of making a 50 with a 3, and suddenly he could run.
Kazzy asks,
You?
why do clouds have to disappear just when Australia starts batting? It was like 2 different days. It was a bizarre day in that way.
I actually think it was before then, because I think that's why the Sohail and Azza partnership went
Yeah.
for so long. It
was getting better and better.
It's one of these things that people don't mention enough, but once a tail bats really well, quite often that actually tells everyone at the ground, that the conditions are actually getting good for batting. And so realistically, Sohail Khan's innings was very important. But had he gone out for nothing, he would have actually got to bowl with the best of the conditions, and instead he ended up bowling with the worst of the conditions.
Yeah. Braden asks,
Readers.
if Jared Kimber could only save one of either Rahat Ali or Azhar Ali, who would it be?
Right. Backfoot cover drives from heaven. Accidental from heaven.
We'll see you tomorrow
From
in
heaven.